welcome to Mennonite Farmhouse. I'm Leanne, and if you're new to my channel, I do cooking and baking from scratch, canning and dehydrating videos. If that sort of thing interests you, feel free to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload my next video. Today is a video I'm doing for myself for the future. That is one of the reasons why I started this channel, is just to document my cooking journey. And today we are making corned beef and cabbage and potatoes in the Instant Pot. I made it last year in the Instant Pot and it was amazing. So I wanted to make sure I have proof that I can cook it. And my husband is half Irish, so we have to make this meal every year. And it's too expensive to eat out and eat this meal. So we're cooking it at home, and it's gonna make my husband very happy. So let's get started, shall we? To make corned beef in the Instant Pot, we're going to use a corned beef that's 2.5 pounds. And we're going to make sure we're using that pickling spice packet. Then we're going to use some homegrown garlic and onions and potatoes and homegrown carrots that I've dehydrated, and home canned turkey stock, a head of cabbage, and some bay leaf. That's all we're going to use. Pretty simple, right? First, in the bottom of our pot, we're going to place our onions. Maybe I should place them face side down so they don't rock and roll. Alright, then we're going to add our garlic. Then to prepare the corned beef, we're going to cut the package open. And make sure you get this seasoning packet out. Then you want to make sure you're rinsing off your beef. Get the extra salt off of it. Then you want to place the corned beef directly on top of the onions, making sure that fat cap is face down. Then we want to sprinkle on our pickling spice. And make sure you get that patted in. And we'll add our 2 bay leaves. And add our turkey stock. Some people might use beer, but I decided not to. Most recipes will tell you to add your carrots with the potatoes and the cabbage in the second cooking, but since I'm using dehydrated carrots, we're going to add those right now. And you always want to use 1/3 of whatever the recipe is calling you for fresh. So if it's calling for a cup of raw carrots, you want to use 1/3 cup of diced carrots in your recipe. And make sure you get your carrots down in the broth and not on top of your meat. So with those carrots being in, we're going to put our lid on. My Instant Pot automatically seals when the lid is on, but you want to make sure your vent hole is sealed. So we're going to cook this for 80 minutes. Some recipes say 70 and some say 90, so we're going to meet in the middle. And all you have to do on mine is make sure it's on high pressure, and we're going for 80 minutes. And we're going to just hit start. All right, we'll be back when the brisket is done. About 15 minutes before your meat is done, you want to wash and peel your potatoes and quarter them. Have a good rinse off and make sure there's nothing on there that you don't want to eat. Then cut the core off, and we're going to cut it in half and cut it into quarters. And in hindsight, I would cut the quarters into halves as well. When the Instant Pot beef's signaling that the meat is done, we're going to wait 15 minutes and do a natural release. Then we're going to release the rest of the pressure. And I find that slot on the side of the Instant Pot so handy to hang your lid on. Make sure to have a meat plate ready with a piece of foil to cover up to keep the heat in. Now we're going to reserve 2 cups of that broth that's in there for the meat before we place the vegetables in the Instant Pot. Then we're just going to add our cabbage and our potatoes to the pot. The recipes that I was looking at said to cook the potatoes and cabbage for 3 minutes, but I just didn't think they were long enough. So we're going to go with 5. While the vegetables are cooking, we're going to take the pickling spices off our beef, and then we're going to cut it crosswise grain. And it's so tender, so I had problems cutting this. But let me tell you, it was very tender. Then add it to your serving tray and pour some of that reserved broth over top to keep it juicy. And remember to place that aluminum foil back on your meat. When the vegetables are done, you want to do a quick release. Let's make a plate for Howard, shall we? I'm sure he's starving from a long day of being out in the cold rain and snow, and this will definitely fill his belly up with joy.
Very good.
Well, thank you.
Potatoes are done.
Well, how's the beef? Is it tender enough for you?
Yeah, real good.
So I have to remember how to make this again?
Don't you have a recipe?
No.
God always gives.